Hello everybody, welcome back to the Cupcake Jemma channel. I hope you guys joined us on Monday for our live, which we did here on YouTube. I don't know if you know this, but we've started doing more lives more regularly. They are going to get more regular, so keep your eyes peeled when we announce when we're going to do them. Make sure you're following us on Instagram because we'll always let you know there. But it was really fun and we got to meet some of you virtually, obviously, not like in real life. Anyway, we've got loads of stuff, really great stuff coming up for you. In December, we've got all our Christmas bakes for you to try, so make sure you're subscribed and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any uploads. Also, we've got some fun stuff coming up over on Patreon on the Bake Club. So if you are in a position to join the Bake Club, please head over to patreon.com/Cupcake Jemma and sign up. We are really grateful for everyone who does that to support the channel, and it helps you connect with us, and we love connecting with you. Spiel over, you're here for cake, right? And what could be better than a donut flavour cake? So this is actually something we've been doing in the shop for a really long time. It's called the Homer Cupcake, but I've been tinkering with it a little bit because I just felt it deserved a little bit more love. And the sponge of the cupcake, which is usually a funfetti sponge, I just wanted to make it more donutty. So I have done it with my yogurt sponge, which is really moist and squishy, but I've added a bit of spice to it to give it a little bit of that donut vibe. But don't worry, there's going to be funfetti sprinkles in there too. And they're going to be topped with little mini donuts. They're so, so sweet. That's why they're called the Homer Cupcake, because the donuts look like little donuts that Homer might eat. Let's get cracking. So make the cupcakes. The really simple method. You mix the wet, you mix the dry, you mix them together, and Bob's your uncle. So I've got a nice big bowl here for my dry ingredients with a sieve. I'm going to put my flour in. This is self-raising flour. And I'm also going to put my caster sugar in there, some salt. I think like 1/4 teaspoon is ample just to bring out all the flavours. And then I have my spices. So I'm going to be using mace and a bit of cinnamon. So mace is traditionally what you would use in a donut. It is, if you don't know what mace is, it's basically the spice that is derived from the husk of the nutmeg. So it's a bit around a nutmeg. So it's similar in tones to nutmeg, but just I think it's a bit softer. It's a little bit less punchy. So it's really nice, subtle flavour. So I'm going to go in with an eighth of a teaspoon, not 8 teaspoons, guys. That would be way too much. An 1/8 of a teaspoon. And I'm also going to do an 1/8 of a teaspoon of cinnamon. And while this isn't going to make this really cinnamony, I just think it brings out all those like donutty vibes. Pop that in and just shuffle it through the sieve. With your dry ingredients done, set that to one side and mix your wet ingredients. So I'm using lovely natural plain yogurt here. All the measurements are in the description box below. And also don't forget on the Bake Club on Patreon, you get downloadable PDF versions so you can like print them off. I've also got some vegetable oil. You can use anything like sunflower oil. Just a flavourless oil is perfect. And I have 2 eggs. Oh, let's see if I can double crack. Right, this usually never goes well, but let's give it a go. And then I have some good quality vanilla extract. And then just give that a good whisk until it's all really well combined. And then once that's combined, pour it into the dry, or you can add the dry to the wet, it's up to you. And then just using a whisk, stir it until it's really smooth batter. And then last but not least, you want your sprinkles. So we are using really colourful, bright sprinkles, and these are available to buy on cupcakejemma.com. Anyway, we're putting them in and give it a little stir. Now I've already got my batter in a kind of handy bowl with a little spouty thing here, but because this is a really wet dough, if you do want to transfer this to a jug just to make your life a bit easier, then you do you. Anyway, I've got my 12-hole cupcake tin lined with paper cases, and I'm going to fill each one to about 2/3, 3/4 of the way full. I like to have a spoon on standby so I can catch my drips. Right, that just needs to be baked at 170 degrees C. I'm using a fan-assisted oven as usual, and I'm going to bake these for 20 to 22 minutes. You want to make sure they're a little bit springy on the top. If you want to stick a skewer in, make sure it's clean. Go right ahead. Bye, little guys. Welcome back. So Cakes are out of the oven. They're gonna be cooling down for a little bit. They're still a little bit warm, but they're looking real good. So I thought I would make my buttercream. Now I'm gonna be using a regular American buttercream, if you will. It feels like forever since I made American buttercream. I've been favoring Swiss of late, but I think this is the perfect buttercream for this cake. We've all been here before, haven't we? We've all made our American buttercream the Cupcake Jemma way, right? Hope so. What you need to do first is beat your butter for a real long time, guys. I get asked so many times, why isn't my buttercream really pale and fluffy? And it's because you're not beating your butter enough at the beginning. So I'm going to beat my butter for at least 5 minutes to get it really, really pale. Once your butter is all whipped up and lovely, you can add your icing sugar. Now make sure you sift this first so there's no lumps in it, and add it in 2 stages, beating really well after each stage. Then lastly, just to loosen it up a bit, I'm gonna add a 1.5 tablespoons or thereabouts of milk. See how you get on. If you need to add a little bit more, go ahead. And then to flavor it, just 1/2 teaspoon of good quality vanilla extract. And then just beat that again for another 2 or 3 minutes just to make sure it's all really well combined and lovely, whippy and light. She's ready. And look at how lovely and pale this is. So, I mean, to say it's white would be maybe overstepping it, but I mean, it's not far off. My cakes are still a bit warm and there's a few other bits and bobs I need to do. So I'm just gonna put some cling film on this and wait for everything, do a bit of a clear up, and then I'm gonna decorate these guys. But please do make sure you do put cling film on or put it in a Tupperware, because buttercream like this does have a tendency to go crispy when it's like airborne. Airborne? It's not flying. You know what I mean. Guys, I'm so excited to put these together because they're just the best cupcake. I did promise you little mini donuts but right back at the very beginning, and these are they. So they are so sweet. I've actually done a recipe just for these on the channel a long time ago, but just to recap, this is what all you need to do is put your dry ingredients together. The flour, which is plain flour, baking powder, bicarbonate of soda and sea salt, and a pinch of nutmeg. And I just put that through a sieve and then just whisked it together just to make sure all the ingredients were incorporated. Then I beat up 1 egg just so that that was broken up so that I could add it in 2 stages. And then I added a little bit of vanilla extract to my yogurt. Now in my previous recipe, I used buttermilk, but that's okay if you want to use that. Because we're using yogurt in the other recipe, I thought, why not use yogurt? Then you want to beat your butter and your sugar together. So I'm just using a hand mixer for this because it's quite a small amount and I don't want to get my mixer out for this. You want to beat that for quite a few minutes until it's really pale and fluffy. Then add the egg in 2 stages, beating really well until it's all incorporated after each addition. Next, you want to alternate your wet and your dry ingredients. So I'm going to start with half of my buttermilk mixture, and I'm folding this in this time rather than using my mixer because I don't want to overwork this part of the batter. Then add half of your dry ingredients, again fold that through, and then just repeat with the remaining buttermilk and dry ingredients until you have a nice smooth batter. Pop that into a piping bag. Then I'm using a little 12-hole mini donut pan. This is actually enough mixture for 2, but don't worry, you can do this twice. So I've greased it liberally with cake release spray, or you could use oil or butter if you like, but just make sure it's a lot. Then pipe into the cavities about 2/3 full. Then they just need to be baked at 170 degrees C for 10 minutes until they're nice and golden on top. Once they're ready, just take them out of the oven, and then you want to tap them straight away onto a sheet of greaseproof paper so they don't stick. And then you can use your tin straight away. So all I'm going to do is just wipe it around with a bit of kitchen roll just to get rid of any crumbs that have stuck, and then again grease it liberally before I put the rest of my batter in. I'm going to dip these into white chocolate. So I've melted my white chocolate just with a little bit of cocoa butter, and then I'm using Colour Mill Pink in Candy Pink, which is just the perfect colour for this particular donut. And I'm just using a couple of drops. Just mix that through. It's a really nice colour to work with because it's oil-based, so it won't sort of clog up or be bitty like some other food colouring. All you need to do is dip your donuts in round side first, hold it over the bowl just to get rid of some of the excess chocolate, and then pop it onto a sheet of greaseproof paper just to stop it from sticking. And then when you've done all of your little donuts and they're all still a little bit wet, you can get your sprinkles out again. Sometimes when you turn the donut the right way up, you'll see that the chocolate has kind of formed a weird film in the middle. Just give that a little poke just to pop that bubble. So I'm actually filling these with jam. And I think raspberry jam is the way forward for filling donuts. So I'm just going to use my trusty apple corer to take out the centres of each cupcake just to make room for that lovely jam. And then I'm going to top each cupcake with a nice big chubby blob of our vanilla buttercream. I'm just using a big round nozzle here in a piping bag. And then just for a little extra something something, I'm also using a little blob of ganache. Now all I did here was melted 50 grams of dark chocolate with 50 grams of double cream. I just did that in the microwave in short bursts, just stirring in between. And then I just popped that into a piping bag, snip the end off, and then squeeze a little bit on top of my vanilla buttercream blob, just holding it there upright and then sort of gently shoving it forward to make a little dribble happen. And then finally top it off with your little mini donuts. And I think these are just about the sweetest things that ever happened. Look at these little guys, they're so cute. And really, I can already feel how moist, look at this. This sponge is really squishy. Get in my belly. Right, let's have a little nibble on this guy because, you know, he's just asking for it. Oh, yummy. That's delicious. We'll put that to one side for later. This, however, I can manage. Oh, God. This is giving me such donut, jammy, delicious vibes. It's so good. And the jam inside, raspberry jam, guys, it's the only filling for a jam donut, in my opinion. Never mind your strawberries or your fancy preserves. It's got to be jam. It's got to be raspberry jam. And this sponge is so squishy and moist and light, and it does really remind me of a yeast-raised donut. Even though there's no yeast in it, it's got a kind of, I don't know what it is, it's something about the mace and the cinnamon and all the lovely flavours and the yogurt, sort of a tanginess, really gives it donut vibes. I'm loving it. Also, a little bit of ganache in there because why not have a little bit of chocolate? Also, it makes it look really cool, you know? Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this. I certainly have. Well, before I go, thank you so much for joining us. We have loved having you here. Don't forget, you can hang out with us even more on the Bake Club and keep your eyes peeled for more lives. We'll be doing another one in a couple of weeks, so make sure you're up to date on Instagram because we'll tell you all about it there. And next week, we've got another bakery tour video going up and we're really excited about it because it's going to be a Christmas version. So it's going to tell you about all the cool Christmas bakes that you can get in London town. And just great bakeries. Anyway, we're looking forward to that because it means we get to eat loads of yummy things all day long. Hard life. Anyway, thank you so much again and I will see you next week. Bye. That donut. Mine, 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 mine.